Welcome to SATV News. This is Zawad Sharif with the headlines. 25 arrested so far in connection with Gopalganj violence, says Home Advisor. Vows to arrest all involved in attack on NCP's top leaders. July march to proceed as planned, says NCP's Nahid Islam. July charter to be unveiled on August the 3rd. Deep and silent conspiracy unfolding around upcoming polls, says Ruhul Kabir Rizvi. Demands reforms and fixed election date. Now in details, Home Affairs Advisor retired Lieutenant General Jahangir Alam Chaudhry today said 25 individuals have been arrested so far in connection with the violence in Gopalganj, and they will be brought under the purview of the law. He made the comments while speaking to journalists at the Secretariat today. He also said 10 police personnel were injured. 2 of them have already been transferred to Dhaka and 3 others were taken to the police hospital, added the Home Advisor. In response to a query about the ongoing enforcement action, the retired Lieutenant General Jahangir Alam said operations are underway in this regard. At the same time, he vowed to arrest all involved in attack on NCP's top leaders. When asked whether there was prior intelligence about the attack, the advisor reiterated that the agencies had information, but not about the extent of the violence. Meanwhile, a tense calm gripped Gopalganj as the district remained under curfew following violent clashes linked to a rally organized by the National Citizen Party, with different forces detaining 25 individuals so far. During the curfew, Gopalganj city fell quiet with barely any movement on the streets. Only a handful of rickshaws were seen, while most other vehicles stayed off the roads. Shops and markets remained closed and people stayed indoors unless they had an urgent reason to step out. Even after the dawn broke, the city showed no signs of returning to normal. Commercial establishments remained closed and there was no visible activity from law enforcement agencies. Security personnel were stationed in front of the district jail. Roads were largely deserted and local markets were devoid of people. Amid the silence, the curfew remains still in effect. Nahid Islam, coordinator of the National Citizen Party, said that the upcoming July march will proceed as planned despite any attempts to halt it. The party is set to announce the July charter and manifesto on August the 3rd at the central Shohid Minar. Addressing the NCP's march in Faridpur today, Nahid strongly criticized the government, alleging that the establishment of a fascist shelter center in Gopalganj. He urged authorities to ensure the safety of the local people and also demanded swift punishment for those responsible for any violence. The public has witnessed a refined version of the Awami League, said Nahid. Justice must be served and the streets will not be vacated until that happens. If the government fails to act, an immediate march will be held in Gopalganj aimed at permanently eradicating Muzibism, added the NCP leader. Other senior NCP leaders echoed Nahid's warnings. In anticipation of the march, two platoons of Border Guard Bangladesh have been deployed in Faridpur. BNP Senior Joint Secretary General Advocate Ruhul Kabir Rizvi Ahmed said a deep and silent conspiracy is unfolding around the forthcoming national elections. He made the comment while speaking at a protest rally in front of the BNP's central office in Noyapolton today. The rally was organized by the BNP-affiliated Krishok Dal to protest what the party described as offensive remarks and slogans made against the BNP acting chairman Tareq Rahman. He also raised concerns over growing speculation about a possible postponement of the polls. He also referenced a recent meeting in London between Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus and Tareq Rahman, which resulted in a joint statement. The nation felt a sense of relief, but it appears that some quarters were displeased with this. Almost immediately, violence and bloodshed erupted across the country, he further added in this regard. The Appellate Division of the Supreme Court has scheduled July 24 for the next hearing in the appeal against the High Court verdict that acquitted several key accused, including BNP acting chairman Tareq Rahman and former State Minister Lutfuzzaman Babur in the August 21, 2004 grenade attack case. A 6-member bench headed by Chief Justice Dr. Syed Rifat Ahmed fixed a date during today's proceedings. The state began its arguments against the High Court's acquittal verdict, represented by Deputy Attorney General Abdullah Al Mahmood. The court also appointed senior lawyer S.M. Shahjahan as State Defense Counsel for fugitive accused Maulana Tajuddin Ahmed and Muhammad Hanif, owner of Hanif Poribahan. The deadly grenade attack on an Awami League rally in Dhaka's Gulistan area claimed 24 lives and left hundreds of people injured. 2 cases, one for murder and another under the Explosives Act, were filed. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us.
গ্র্যান্ড প্যালেস হোটেল ঢাকা নিবেদিত গহিনের গান গান পরিবেশন করবেন মুক্তা সরকার ও সাগর বাউল। দেখবেন 19 জুলাই রাত 11টায়। গ্র্যান্ড প্যালেস হোটেল ঢাকা নিবেদিত গহিনের গান গান পরিবেশন করবেন মুক্তা সরকার ও সাগর বাউল। দেখবেন 19 জুলাই রাত 11টায়। গ্র্যান্ড প্যালেস হোটেল ঢাকা নিবেদিত গহিনের গান গান পরিবেশন করবেন মুক্তা সরকার ও সাগর বাউল। দেখবেন 19 জুলাই রাত 11টায়। গ্র্যান্ড প্যালেস হোটেল ঢাকা নিবেদিত গহিনের গান গান পরিবেশন করবেন মুক্তা সরকার ও সাগর বাউল। দেখবেন 19 জুলাই রাত 11টায়। গ্র্যান্ড প্যালেস হোটেল ঢাকা নিবেদিত গহিনের গান গান পরিবেশন করবেন মুক্তা সরকার ও সাগর বাউল। দেখবেন 19 জুলাই রাত 11টায়। গ্র্যান্ড প্যালেস হোটেল ঢাকা নিবেদিত গহিনের গান গান পরিবেশন করবেন মুক্তা সরকার ও সাগর বাউল। দেখবেন 19 জুলাই রাত 11টায়। গ্র্যান্ড প্যালেস হোটেল ঢাকা নিবেদিত গহিনের গান গান পরিবেশন করবেন মুক্তা সরকার ও সাগর বাউল। দেখবেন 19 জুলাই রাত 11টায়। গ্র্যান্ড প্যালেস হোটেল ঢাকা নিবেদিত গহিনের গান গান পরিবেশন করবেন মুক্তা সরকার ও সাগর বাউল। দেখবেন 19 জুলাই রাত।
Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. News from around the world. A cockpit recording of dialogue between the 2 pilots of the Air India flight that crashed last month indicates the captain cut the flow of the fuel to the plane's engines, reported the Wall Street Journal on Wednesday. The newspaper cited people familiar with U.S. officials' early assessment of evidence uncovered in the investigation into the June 12 crash of a Boeing opens new tab of 787 Dreamliner in Ahmedabad, India, that killed 260 people. A preliminary report into the crash released by India's Aircraft Accident Investigation AIAI Bureau on Saturday said one pilot was then heard on the cockpit voice recorder asking the other why he cut off the fuel, and the other pilot responded that he did not do so. Investigators did not identify which remarks were made by Captain Sumit Subarwal and which by First Officer Clive Kundar, respectively. Kundar, who was flying the plane, asked Subarwal why he moved the fuel switches to the cut-off position seconds after lifting off the runway, Wall Street Journal reported. The journal did not say if there was any evidence that Subarwal did move the switches beyond the verbal exchange it cited. Syrian government forces are withdrawing from the southern region of Sweda as part of a ceasefire agreed with the Druze minority. Syrian President Ahmed al-Shura said the country was not afraid of war but had chosen to put its people above chaos and destruction after his government announced a new ceasefire with the Druze, whose followers are spread across Syria, Israel and Lebanon. The truce followed intervention from the U.S. as well as Israeli strikes on the Syrian capital of Damascus, with Israel saying it was acting to protect the Druze minority. Israel carried out deadly strikes on Wednesday, including at its army headquarters in Damascus. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights War Monitor, clashes between Druze fighters and local Bedouin tribes killed more than 350 people in the last few days. A previous ceasefire deal collapsed within hours, and a prominent Druze leader has rejected the new truce. A fire that tore through a 5-story shopping center in the Iraqi city of Quds has left at least 60 dead, officials said. The blaze at the mall, which opened 7 days ago, broke out on Wednesday night and has since been brought under control. Firefighters were seen rescuing people off the mall's roof, but state media reported that many are still missing. The governor has declared 3 days of mourning. Ambulances took casualties to hospital in the city, which is about 160 kilometers southeast of Baghdad, at 4 local time. 45 people were rescued from the inside the building, said the Interior Ministry. The Palestinian death toll in the Gaza Strip has risen to 58,573, with 139,607 injured since the latest round of the conflict between Hamas and Israel erupted in October of 2023, said Gaza's health authorities in a statement on Wednesday. Israeli attacks on the enclave had claimed 81 lives since dawn on Wednesday, including 25 people seeking for assistance, according to the statement. Furthermore, the Palestinian official news agency WAFA reported that on Wednesday, Israeli troops bombed areas near the Deir al-Balah city, Bureij refugee camp and al-Nusrat refugee camp in central Gaza, resulting in the casualties. Israel and Hamas reached a ceasefire agreement brokered by Egypt, Qatar and the United States in January of 2025. However, it collapsed 2 months later when Israel resumed its military operation in the Gaza Strip after the first phase of the agreement ended without any reaching agreement on its second phase of its extensions. Iran is ready to respond to any renewed military attack, said Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei said on Wednesday, adding that Tehran was capable of delivering a bigger blow to adversaries other than the one it gave during the 12-day Iran-Israel war. The fact that Iran is ready to face the power of the United States and its dog on a leash, the Zionist regime, is very praiseworthy, Khamenei said in comments carried by state TV. The base attacked by Iran was an extremely sensitive American regional base, Khamenei said in reference to the Iranian missile barrage on Al Udeid base in Qatar, adding an even bigger blow could be inflicted on the U.S. and others. He further urged diplomats to heed the guidelines and vigorously continue their work without elaborating.
رژیم صهیونی سینه به سینه بشه و رو به رو بشه نفس این اراده.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday said Iran wants to negotiate with the United States, but he is in no rush to talk. Trump made the comments during a meeting with the leader of Bahrain. Israel and the United States launched strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities last month, saying that they were part of a program geared towards developing nuclear weapons. Tehran maintains that its nuclear weapons is purely for civilian purposes.
That is the true reality of where we stand today. They are the ones that stand to benefit from a negotiation.
And they do. They want to negotiate. They want to negotiate badly. We're in no rush because, we said we could have made a deal. They should have made a deal. And then we bombed the hell out of it.
Strike by Russian forces on Wednesday on a shopping center and market in Dobropilia, a town near the front line of the 40-month-old war, killed 2 people, injured up to the 27, and caused widespread damage, officials said. President Volodymyr Zelensky, speaking in his nightly video address, described the attack as simply horrific, stupid Russian terror. There is no military logic to their strikes, only an effort to take as many lives as possible. Dobropilia lies northwest of Pokrovsk, a focal point for the months of Russian forces' slow advance westward through Donetsk region. An attack on Dobropilia with missiles, rockets and drones in March killed 11 people, including 5 children. Zelensky also said on Wednesday that he was counting on his new incoming government to take measures to boost the proportion of weapons made at home to 50% within 6 months. Parts of South Korea were inundated by heavy floods on Thursday following intense rainfall. At least 4 people died and more than 1,000 have been evacuated in South Korea after the country was lashed by torrential rain on Thursday, the safety minister said in this regard. Saima Ahmed has the details.
South Korean residents were being rescued from flooded areas on Thursday as torrential downpours hit the country. Roads, trees, and vehicles were seen submerged. At least 2 people have died and over 1,000 people were evacuated, according to the safety ministry. As of 11 a.m. local time, some parts of South Chungcheong region in the south of the capital Seoul saw more than 15.7 inches of rain since Wednesday. The downpours resulted in record rainfall in the area and more wet weather was forecast for Thursday night, the Korea Meteorological Administration said. In Daegu, North Gyeongsang Province, vehicles were partially submerged in floodwater. Landslide alerts were raised to the highest level for several regions, according to Korea Forest Service, and around 403 schools were closed, and 166 reported property damage from the heavy rain. Saima Ahmed Shanta, SATV News Desk.
Now, sports news. Barcelona's teenage sensation Lamine Yamal posed with the new number 10 shirt on Wednesday during a ceremony marking his contract extension. Just 3 days after his 18th birthday, Yamal signed a new deal that will keep him at the Spanish champions until 2031. The winger will played a key role in helping Barca win La Liga and the Copa del Rey with 18 goals and 25 assists in 55 matches, will inherit the club's historic number 10 shirt, previously worn by legends such as Diego Maradona, Ronaldinho and Lionel Messi. Asked about the responsibility of wearing the number 10, Yamal said that every player has their own history and that he will focus on enjoying the upcoming season. Before ending, let's have a look on the headlines once again. 25 arrested so far in connection with Gopalganj violence, says Home Advisor. Vows to arrest all involved in attacks on NCP's top leaders. July march to proceed as planned, says NCP's Nahid Islam July Charter to be unveiled on August the 3rd. Deep and silent conspiracy unfolding around upcoming polls, says Ruhul Kabir Rizvi Ahmed, demands reforms and fixed election date. You are updated with our news here on SATV. To know about the latest news, please visit our website www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.